oldest rivals. They say familiarity breeds contempt, and these two teams are very familiar. They play it so close that the Giants lead the overall franchise win total by just 17 games. Tonight, the rivalry continues. The Giants and the Dodgers play for the 2,329th time. We are at the end of July, baseball in the summertime, and all roads lead to 24 Willie Mays Plaza because the Giants and the Dodgers are about to renew hostilities. Hello, everyone. I'm John Miller, along with Mike Krukow. Welcome to Giants Baseball. The Giants have been on a roll. Even with the loss yesterday, they've won 17 of their last 22, going back to the week before the All-Star game. The Dodgers, meanwhile, they started poorly after the All-Star break, and they are struggling big time. Manny Ramirez out of the lineup. So it all adds up to a big series for both ball clubs this weekend, Mike.
Well, it really is. I mean, and if you look at what the Dodgers have not done, they're 7-10 in their last 17 games. But what they have done is they've gone 26-13 here at AT&T Park the last 39 times they've met the Giants. So the Giants feel this is a crossroads series because of what happened the last time the Dodgers were in town. The Dodgers swept them. The Giants would love to invoke a little revenge on the Dodgers, get a little momentum going for their fan base, and the Dodgers look at this series as if it's a last stand. So a lot of emotion. It should be a lot of fun.
So here we go. The Giants and the Dodgers, game one of the series. And stay tuned now. The NBC Bay Area Sports Director Raj Mathai will be back with the Xfinity pregame show after these messages, talking about the Giants and all of the power they've shown here lately.
Home entertainment available right now in the Bay Area. coming soon to the Central Valley. It's Friday night baseball in San Francisco, one of the best ballparks in the country and one of the best rivalries in all of sports. It's the Giants and Dodgers. Thanks for spending some time with us tonight. I'm Raj Mathai inside the Giants dugout, John Miller, the Hall of Famer, and Mike Krukow upstairs in the NBC booth. Now, a lot of Giants fans thinking, okay, this is a great time to face the Dodgers. Los Angeles is struggling, but be very careful here. The Dodgers are going to be very hungry coming into tonight's series because they know their season in many ways is on the line. They just came off a series against the first-place Padres in which they lost. Now they have the 3-game set here in San Francisco, and beginning Monday, they have a 4-game series against the first-place Padres once again. So the Dodgers will be hungry tonight. As for the Giants, we've said this all season long, it's going to take a village to win the pennant. Their power source, not just from one or two players, but really it's a division of power. They're spreading the offense, and that leads us to our Xfinity Game Vision. Now, with Xfinity Game Vision, you can be your own producer or director in the comfort of your own home. You can control and manipulate the video. It was Super Tuesday for some of the Latin guys against the Marlins. Juan Uribe doing what he's been doing all season long, providing power. His 14th home run of the season. Edgar Renteria, we'll be honest, has been struggling. However, Renteria with his 2nd home run of his season, and if he starts hitting the long ball, the Giants will benefit in a huge way. And of course, one of the best storylines in all of Major League Baseball, Andres Torres. In the month of July, 7 home runs, including Wednesday's splash landing. Andres Torres, a 32-year-old career minor leaguer, but really finding a home here with the Giants. Our Xfinity TV On Demand, brought to you by Xfinity Game Vision. Now, when we return, the bad blood. You know it, the Giants and Dodgers. What happened 10 days ago at Dodger Stadium? You might be surprised at what some of the current and former players have to say about the bitterness. Next generation in home entertainment available right now in the Bay Area, coming soon to the Central Valley. Welcome back to San Francisco. A large crowd making its way inside here to AT&T Park. And why not? This is one of the biggest series of the season. It always is when the Dodgers come to town. I'm Raj Mathai. John Miller, Mike Krukow will join us in just a few minutes as we count down towards the first pitch. Now, we are on the eve of the trading deadline. The Dodgers adding Scott Podsednik a couple days ago. The Padres, the first-place Padres, adding Miguel Tejada. Everyone wondering if and when the Giants will add a new player. We'll be watching with a close eye tonight. Now, as for that bad blood that we saw 10 days ago, well, bad blood, first of all, through the decades of this series series in history between the Giants and Dodgers, but 10 nights ago at Dodger Stadium, it got more heated than usual. The brushback pitches, the bean balls, the ejections, and the subsequent suspensions. A lot of people talking about it. In fact, the Giants won the game, but more people talking about the drama surrounding the game than the game itself. Now, as for tonight, when we talk about some of the players, both past and present players, you might be surprised. Instead of the usual politically correct answers, oh, we're not worried about it, we're just going to focus on the game, you get a little payback talk, and that's what we got tonight. Take a listen.
We feel they started it. We have a center fielder with a broken jaw, so we think it's all said and done. The retaliation, and I don't even believe there was a retaliation. We had a pitcher that had a hard time locating a fastball, and it hit a guy. That's part of the game.
It's part of the game, and you go out and like I was saying, you do your job, and I don't think any individual stuff takes over as far as importance when you're talking about wins and losses.
You go out there and you play baseball hard, but then also baseball has a memory, and you remember the things that go on, and when you get an opportunity, you even the score every now and then.
What's important now is winning ball games more than the other stuff. That's how we feel, but you never know. It can be one pitch that, again, touch something off. That's the way it is when you have two rivals going at it and two teams, wanting and needing to win.
Now, baseball has a long memory. Will Clark said it best. So basically, the Giants, they don't want to start anything, but the Dodgers do. They're ready to go. The fans are watching, we're watching, and of course, the umpires will be watching closely. We're ready to play some baseball right here on NBC Bay Area and the Giants Television Network. First pitch and starting lineups next.
Park, the Giants and the Dodgers ready to go. The 121st year of the rivalry, which has spanned from one coast in this country to the other. The game time weather brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag. It's on. 60 degrees at game time. Just a little bit of a wind, and the humidity at 74%. The forecast, cool if you're headed over to the yard. Well, bring a coat. Good idea. Jim Lincecum on the hill. Lincecum, who in his most recent start in Arizona pitched well, but the start before that at Dodger Stadium, he was very shaky.
Well, it was one of his worst starts of the year, and it was the first time he had ever lost a game to the Dodgers. In that game, he got knocked out before the fifth inning, 7 hits, 5 runs. And it just was uncharacteristic of what we've seen him do in the past against the Dodgers. And hopefully tonight he can find that groove.
The Dodgers batting order now as the Giants take the field, brought to you by Ram, the truck that never backs down from a challenge. Just acquired a couple of days ago from Kansas City, Scott Posednik leads off in left field. Rafael Furcal at shortstop. Andre Ethier in right field. James Loney, the RBI leader for the Dodgers, hits cleanup at first base. Matt Kemp in center field. Casey Blake at third. Blake DeWitt, the second baseman. Russell Martin, the catcher, batting eighth. And Carlos Monasterios, a Rule 5 draftee, gets the start. The Dodgers a little short on starting pitchers right now. Chad Billingsley, who starts tomorrow, will go on 3 days rest because they were hard-pressed to find somebody to make that start. And so, here we go.
Let's take a look at the Giants defensively. Tonight it'll be Burrell, Torres, and Huff. That's your outfield. Uribe, Sandoval on the left side of the infield, and Sanchez Ishikawa on the right side. Buster Posey, well, he'll be in the squat doing the catching, and the gentleman he'll be catching will be Tim Lincecum. Let's take a look at his numbers. 21 starts. He's 10-4, a 3.12 ERA. Still excellent numbers. 143 strikeouts, more than 9 per 9 innings, and he has almost a 3-to-1 strikeout walk ratio. As I mentioned, 4-1 lifetime record against the Dodgers. And I think I said his last outing in LA, he was a loss. It was a no decision. But when he is right, he'll mix 4 pitches in. His fastball will go 91, 94, and he'll throw a curveball, a slider, and a changeup. He'll use the split finger grip on that change. And with him, it's always about how consistent he can be with his knee-high command with all of his pitches. That is the golden zone with all of them, especially it seems that if he can establish that fastball early at the knees, everything else will follow. So we'll watch that release point closely.
So Lincecum ready to work. He had a little chat with Joe West, the crew chief. Joe West is over at second base as we start, and he misses way outside and high with ball 1. Posednik hitting .308 overall. He's had 1 game with the Dodgers. That was yesterday, and he went 0 for 3. He had a 15-game hitting streak with the Royals at the time of the trade, so that hitting streak was snapped yesterday by the San Diego Padres pitching staff. Very fast. He's a guy who can steal a base. There's Freddie Sanchez. 1 away.
And that's how you like to start. Keep the rabbits off the base paths. And the Dodgers have a couple that are difference makers in when you start talking about bringing energy to a lineup. Posednik and Furcal, both good players, both base stealers, and both have some pop in their bat. To control the Dodgers, you have to control them.
Rafael Furcal, only 1 hit in his last 23 at-bats. A far cry from the hot streak that he was on when the Giants saw him just 10 days ago. He shows bunt, takes low, a sinking fastball for ball 1.
That's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball with the 2-seam grip. The 2 grips, the 2-seam and the 4-seam, normally you'll throw a higher velocity fastball with the 4-seam grip.
In for a strike. Dan Bellino, the home plate umpire, with Rob Drake, Joe West, Angel Hernandez on the bases. Looks like Angel Hernandez is at third base. It's a different umpiring alignment to the one we were initially given. Joe West, I saw him on Sunday in Cooperstown, New York at the Hall of Fame induction ceremonies, and he moved heaven and earth to get from his game on Saturday there on behalf of Doug Harvey, as that ball is foul off the left field line. Extra bases, and it's just a question of whether it's 2 or 3 with Furcal's great speed, if that one had stayed fair. And it stayed fair and stayed on the field. 2-2 the count. But Joe West was there. Ed Montague, Bay Area resident, longtime Major League umpire, now retired, was there. Jim Crawford, longtime umpire, and the son of Shag Crawford, who had umpired with Doug Harvey when Harvey first broke in.
Bruce Fleming.
And again, along the left field line and foul. But the people who were inducted as Hall of Famers, Andre Dawson, there were Cubs fans and Expos fans there cheering him on. Whitey Herzog, there were lots of Cardinal fans, Kansas City fans cheering him on. There are not a whole lot of fans of umpires who show up at ceremonies like that. A lot of Doug Harvey's family and friends were there, and those umpires, and it was very poignant because they were very emotional. You could see the outpouring of affection from those umpires. And Joe West, he stunned them all when he walked in because none of them had any idea that he was going to have any chance of being there. 3-2. And back out of play again.
That's a significant pitch. That's a 3-2 changeup. And for Lincecum to be Lincecum tonight, he's going to have to find a feel of that pitch early, and that's a good sign.
Oh, the good change up there, and somehow Furcal got a piece of it as that one was just about to bounce in the dirt. Tomorrow is a 1:10 p.m. start with Barry Zito up against Chad Billingsley, who again will be working on 3 days of rest. He volunteered for the assignment. And then Sunday a 5:05 start, Matt Cain against Clayton Kershaw. In the dirt with a fastball, and he walks him. So Furcal, in the midst of a slump, nonetheless, works his way on base against Lincecum as the power hitters start their move toward the plate here with Andre Ethier. And he has not hit well overall against the Giants, but he has hit some home runs. He's always a threat to launch one. But he has hit very poorly since the All-Star break, as have most of the Dodgers. Dodgers are averaging less than 2 runs a game since the All-Star break. Just a little bit low, apparently.
Well, Ethier had an injury to his hand, his right hand, the little finger, the finger that wraps the knob on the bat. He broke that finger in batting practice, and it really has messed with his swing. He's basically had to learn how to re-grip the bat. And he's not 100% with that low hand.
Furcal, always a threat to steal. Back to the bag at first. Furcal with 16 steals in 19 tries so far this year. And with Lincecum on the mound, you would expect he'll at some point try and steal second base. A strong wind has picked up now, blowing out toward left. That is in for a called strike on the outside. Tim Lincecum. There is Matt Kemp in the hole, and you see the flags out there in right center field. Pretty good breeze blowing straight out toward left now. There goes Furcal. Posey's throw. The tag, not in time.
Now the no time for Tim Lincecum, 1.40. He is not quick out of the stretch. He has a slide step that can deliver about under 1.2, but he did not use it that time. And Furcal steals it cleanly, despite a nice throw from Buster Posey. Mr. Posey, all you have to do is give him a little bit of time.
Change up, dug out of the dirt, and the count is 3-1. With another left-handed hitter, James Loney, on deck.
Furcal will steal third.
Uribe, the shortstop, over behind Furcal near second, trying to keep him close. And that's foul. He was late on that fastball. Back into the second deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and a fan made the catch on that one.
It's a player. Let's check out the effort. Stands up, wait, barehander. It would have been so much easier if he'd have brought his glove.
Three and two. A very defensive swing on that low fastball. Sanchez throws him out as Furcal moves over to third.
It's rare that you see Ethier, when he's swinging the bat well, having a bat where he breaks a swing down, especially when he's had 5 or 6 pitches in the at-bat to see. Last time that Lincecum started, he didn't have a strikeout until the second time through the lineup, and that was against the Diamondbacks in Arizona. Went up with 5 strikeouts, and almost all those strikeouts came the third time through the lineup.
Curveball in there. Strike 1 to James Loney. This has been the spot where Loney has excelled this year. Runners in scoring position. Loney, with only 8 home runs, has 66 runs batted in to lead the club. He's been the top RBI man. And that changeup fouled and back out of play. So quickly, Lincecum is ahead of the dangerous Loney. No balls, 2 strikes. Loney is hitting .357 for the year with runners in scoring position. He's got one out there right now for Carl at third. Two down in the first. Strike 3 called, a fastball to the outside, got him looking. Giants fans, and in some cases alongside a Dodgers fan here at AT&T Park. The Giants batting order is brought to you by the most award-winning brand of 4x4s ever, Jeep. Check them out at Jeep.com. Andres Torres leads off in center. Freddie Sanchez at second. Aubrey Huff in right field. Buster Posey hitting cleanup. His hitting streak ended yesterday. Nonetheless, hitting .427 in the month of July. Uribe at short. Burrell in left, hitting 6th. Sandoval at third. Ishikawa at first, hitting 8th. And Lincecum, the pitcher, all up against the Dodgers' Monasterios.
Let's check out the starting defense for the Los Angeles Dodgers. It'll be Podsednik, Kemp, and Ethier. That's your outfield. A great arm out in center field with Kemp. For Call, Blake on the left side of the infield. DeWitt, Loney on the right side. Russell Martin will do the catching, and on the hill tonight for these Dodgers will be Carlos Monasterios. Monasterios, a rook. The Dodgers acquired him from the Mets in the offseason in December. And he's had a nice year for the Dodgers. With Monasterios, you're going to see 4 pitches. He'll go 91 to 95 with a fastball, a curveball, slider, changeup. And you'll see a lot of ground balls, a lot of movement with his fastball, especially the two-seamer.
And he starts out with a curveball in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes.
It's a big curveball. It's a 12-6 break. It's better, I think, to throw if he's ahead 1-2-0-2 than it is to try and throw it 1-0-2-0. Big 12-6 curveball sometimes can be temperamental, especially early in the game when you got a lot of adrenaline going in your arm.
And a fastball for a swinging strike. Monasterios had been selected by the Mets in the Rule 5 draft. He had been with the Phillies. And after they chose him the draft, and they traded him to the Dodgers, his as you mentioned, Mike. But nonetheless, trade or not, he's a Rule 5 draftee. And another curve that bounces in on the inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Giants have seen little bits of him, but only as a relief pitcher. And he has done well in the brief glimpses they've had of him.
Well, he's got good stuff. And I think his best strikeout pitch is that curveball, especially to left-handed hitters. But you can imagine a little pumped up. First innings will do that to you.
24 years old from Venezuela. 2-2 the count. And he's low and inside. The catcher giving the target on the outside.
That's 2 times he's thrown away from the target with fastballs. Both times they sit in the outside corner, and both times he's come across the plate with it. So he's definitely out of sorts. And this is when you can get a guy when he's too amped up to find the mitt.
Torres, 283 average, 372 on base average, and a foul back out of play. Monasterio has never faced the Giants here in San Francisco. He's been in a couple of games down in LA for a total of 4 innings. The Giants have not scored against him. 3-2 the count to Torres. Pasednik moves toward left center. The wind carries it a bit, and there is one away. Scott Pasednik was with the Kansas City Royals, and then on Wednesday found out he'd been traded to the Dodgers, and he said his whole life has been a complete whirlwind since then, trying to get from where the Royals were to San Diego, where the Dodgers were. Then he was in the lineup for a day game yesterday in San Diego, and coming with the Dodgers up here afterward. And in fact, as he told the story, he was saying it was Sunday that it all happened. And there's a ball down the way. I said, so you... Oh, he called that a strike. I beg your pardon. 0-1 the count to Freddie Sanchez. Anyway, he's telling the story. So then you got to the Dodgers, and then the first day was a day off. I said, no, wasn't a day off. And finally he said, oh, it wasn't Sunday either. It was Wednesday. I've only been here 2 days.
Hey, mid-season trades can mess with a guy. It'll throw you in a funk that you don't even know what day it is or what town you're in. It is a whirlwind tour, and not just for the player either, the player's wife.
And that curve bounced foul again. 0-2 the count.
And the player always has to go, and he has to go in a hurry. The wife has to go back and sort of pick up the pieces, and if they're not living in that city and they're renting for the baseball season, you got to close out the leash, you got to pack up the goods, get the kids in the car, throw the dog in the back seat, and head west.
0-2. There's for Carl behind second, and he got him. Still with the great arm. Sanchez gone, 2 down, and Aubrey Huff will come up. No score in the game. Giants batting in the first. The Dodgers without Manny Ramirez, and although they've got other good hitters, the depth in their lineup is most readily apparent when Manny's in there. Manny's got a calf injury right now, and he's in Arizona working out and trying to get well. They really don't know when he's going to be able to rejoin the ball club. And they are really struggling offensively. Fastball for a strike to Aubrey Huff. Huff with a .308 batting average, 19 homers, 21 doubles, 3 triples, and 62 runs batted in. He's got a .399 on base average. One ball, one strike. Buster Posey on deck. Would be next. Monasterio has made 7 other starts. His last one against the Mets 6 days ago at Dodger Stadium. He went 5 innings in that game and allowed no runs and 6 hits. He had not started in more than a month prior to that. There's a changeup.
That's a pearl. That's a good one right there. That's identical arm action to the fastball, and that's exactly what sets the pitch up. It's not so much the speed of the ball that fools the hitter, it's the arm action. And if you break it down, you actually throw, your arm has a little faster speed throwing the changeup or the split than it does the fastball. Very deceptive.
Another one Off the outside, taken this time by Aubrey Huff. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Giants 3.5 back to the Padres at the start of the night. The Dodgers in 3rd place, 7 games back. Fastball off the outside. Full count. And that's the inning as Blake DeWitt throws out Aubrey Huff. 3 up, 3 down. Lincecum back to the hill.
Yesterday, 4:40, or to the other July 28th. Buster Posey getting a lot of attention here in Northern California, but also across the country, and that leads us to our Toyota numbers. In this month of July, he has been red hot. That hot streak, that 21-game hitting streak, 1 game short of the Giants' rookie record set by Willie McCovey, July 4th to July 28th, a .440 batting average with 6 home runs and a triple. Gentlemen.
Quite a streak by Buster Posey. He's having quite a rookie season as Lincecum throws a curveball for a called strike to Matt Kemp. The last time Lincecum and Kemp faced off, it was a rather hostile environment, and Lincecum ended up hitting Matt Kemp with a pitch. And another curveball. This one is fouled off the right field line, and the count is 0-2. This was July the 20th at Dodger Stadium. First pitch high and tight, and then the next one got him.
Well, I think if you're sitting in the Dodger dugout, you got to think that he's doing it on purpose.
Curve foul off the right field line.
Talking to Lincecum after the game, he says, I really wasn't trying to do that. I just had a problem with my release, and I believed him. But the Dodgers reacted to it the way you're supposed to. They went back and they got a giant. They did it below the belt, so in essence, the players handled it the way it should be handled.
Clayton Kershaw hit Aaron Rowand. At the knees, strike 3 called.
Thanks for stopping by. That's unfair. And what's unfair about this pitch is the movement. You're talking 93 miles an hour, but watch it come back to the strike zone. That's a 2-seam grip, and that thing's live tonight. It came all the way across, and almost, when it was finally caught by Posey, it was almost in the middle of the plate. That's late movement. It's almost like a left-hander slider. Great pitch.
So Kemp is gone, and here is Casey Blake. Too high with a fastball. Blake, 248 average, 10 home runs, and 40 driven in. No score as we play the second inning. Blake 0 for 8 in the series in San Diego. And that got him.
There was no warning given by the umpires to these teams prior to the game. And we anticipated that there was a possibility that this crew might do it. Joe West is the crew chief, as you see the fastball tailing right into Casey Blake.
It really did not hit Blake at all. It looked like it hit the flap of his shirt, the loose-fitting shirt, as he jumped away from it.
If you're going to drill a guy, you want to at least leave a bruise. Come on.
Here's Blake DeWitt. And the fastball in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes.
DeWitt's a good fastball hitter. Natural swing is right around the belt. He's a good high ball hitter, a good mistake hitter. But you can neutralize him with good off-speed pitches.
DeWitt is hitting .272 for the year, but only 1 home run, 30 batted in. Casey Blake back to the bag at first. Padres are playing home against the Florida Marlins at Petco Park and have a 1-0 lead in the last of the second inning down there. We'll keep an eye on that game. 2-0. The right-handed batting Russell Martin is on deck. Dodgers have really struggled to score runs here lately. They've only scored as many as 5 runs in a game 1 time since the All-Star break in 14 games. And that was against Tim Lincecum, and they lost that game. .3-0.
Now, the one thing you don't want to do with teams that are struggling with the bats is you don't want to create a lot of free 90-foot gifts. Hit batsmen's walks. That's what wakes up a sleeping offense, is when you basically create an opportunity for free.
And it's a walk. So he hit a batter. Now a 4-pitch walk follows that up with 1 out.
Well, a reminder, Monday, August 9th, the Giants are going to take on the Chicago Cubs, and it is Jerry Garcia Tribute Night presented by Ben & Jerry's. You can celebrate a legendary San Francisco with a special ticket package. It includes a seat in the Jerry Garcia Tribute section and a commemorative Jerry Garcia Giants bobblehead. This bobblehead is only available through the special ticket offer, so if you'd like to come, go to sfgiants.com/special events and check it out.
So the Dodgers with a threat here in the second inning. Casey Blake at second, Blake DeWitt at first, 1 out. Russell Martin at the plate against Tim Lincecum. And it's 0-1. Martin is hitting .245, 5 home runs, 23 batted in, although he leads the club in walks. The runners, Blake and DeWitt at second and first, respectively. Right up the middle. And off the glove of Sanchez. That's going to turn into a run. Casey Blake in to score, and DeWitt goes over to third. 1-0 Dodgers.
So the Dodgers capitalize on the gifts. So Martin going right back up the middle, right between the legs of Lincecum and just past the diving Freddie Sanchez. As hard as this was hit, if he comes up with it, may have had a chance to get a pair.
Russell Martin, who came into the game hitting only .203 for the year with runners in scoring position. And he just got his first career hit against Lincecum. So the hit batsman has turned into a run. The walk is standing over at third as Monasterios is at the plate showing bunt. Foul ball, strike 1.
I'll tell you a problem that Lincecum's having right now is he's got too much movement on the fastball. That 2-seam fastball is just really sailing. And I mean, you're talking about a movement on a pitch on a fastball that's about the width of a plate. And it's giving him some problems.
The middle infield double play depth for the Giants. Monasterio showing bunt. He bunted at it, although the ball was up out of the strike zone. Strike 2.
Well, that's about as bad a fundamentals of bunting as I've seen this year.
And Monasterios, who was originally signed by the New York Yankees in their organization. Look where this ball is.
Well, I mean, everything sets up all right till the ball gets thrown. Then he pulls it back and kind of jabs at it.
He gets the bunt down. It's Ishikawa. Got him. Whoa. Now from here, I wasn't so sure that was going to be the call on that one.
Well, we're going to make it our Ford Right Choice, brought to you by Ford, the right choice for California. See your California Ford dealer or visit your CaliforniaFord.com today. And one thing about Ishikawa is he's a good thrower, and he's very aggressive with it. If he senses he has a little bit of an opening, he's going to take it. I'll tell you what, there wasn't much of a window there at all. That was a gamble. And a nice bunt.
So Martin is out from the first baseman to the shortstop covering, and here is Posednik, the Dodgers leadoff man, with Furcal for the second day in a row in the number 2 spot, although Joe Torre, Dodger manager, says that he's just going to try that out for now. The changeup. Strike 2. Posednik grounded out to second, his first time. And it is 1 for 6 lifetime against Tim Lincecum. Posednik spent some time in the National League with the Colorado Rockies, and he is called out on strikes. But the Dodgers get a run. Buster Posey coming up. Season, Willie McCovey, 1959, who had that 22-game rookie hitting streak, a Giants record, and he played in 52 games total that year, hitting .354, 13 homers, 38 batted in, made his major league debut on this date in 1959. Buster Posey has played 52 games up to this point as a rookie. A little higher batting average, not as many homers, and very similar in the RBI column. So the numbers are rather startling by how close Posey actually is to the eventual Hall of Famer Willie McCovey in his Rookie of the Year season.
Well, I say make him the Hall of Fame Rookie of the Year right now. Let's just get it done.
There's the McCovey statue, which decorates McCovey Point on the other side of McCovey Cove.
Took a walk out there yesterday. Really recommend it. If you get out to the ballpark early, you want to take a stroll, go out to see the McCovey statue. A lot of things to see out there, a lot of memories.
Buster Posey finished one game behind in terms of a hitting streak versus McCovey from 1959. There's a stretch, Willie Mack, number 44. Monasterios, a sinker too low, ball one. Uribe and Burrell will follow. 1-0. The Dodgers lead the Giants here in the second. Into the hole at short. He's got a strong arm, does Furcal, and there it is. One away. Let's go down to NBC Bay Area Sports Director Raj Mathai. Raj?
Joe, we talked about Willie McCovey on this date making his major league debut, and what a debut it was against Robin Roberts. 4 for 4 with the triple. Not bad at all. 4 for 4, 2 triples and 2 RBI. All 4 hits off Robin Roberts of the Phillies. That right down the road at the former Seal Stadium. Giants won it 7-2.
And Robin Roberts, of course, a Hall of Famer. Willie McCovey, who eventually hit 521 home runs to end up tied on the all-time list of home run sluggers with no less than Ted Williams, which McCovey was always pleased by that fact because Ted Williams had always been a favorite of his when he was a kid. 0-2 the count now to Uribe, who is hitting .258, 14 homers, 60 batted in. That curveball is hit deep. Posednik back. Goodbye. Uribe launches the curveball from Monasterios. Adios, pelota. And Uribe has really gotten his groove back here in the last few days.
Now we're going to make it a hit of the game, brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Visit cachecreek.com for upcoming events. And this is a 0-2 count, and this is not a bad curveball. And for Monasterios, who thinks that curveball is his strikeout pitch, this will unnerve a guy, because when he don't hang it, and then it's an 0-2 count, and a guy takes you out of the yard, that makes you shake your head. Home run number 15. And that lit this place up.
Now Pat Burrell. And the slider off the outside. Ball 1. Burrell hitting .270 as a Giant. 5 home runs, 13 batted in. And many in the crowd begin the Beat LA chant. That one backing out of play.
Well, from the high home camera, an 0-2 curveball, not a hanger. And that's the kind of a swing of the bat when a guy beats a pitch like that in an 0-2 count. If you're in that Dodger dugout, you're shaking your head a little bit thinking, they may be getting the signs.
You had just seen a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, and he was right on that curveball. That's a fastball on the outside corner at the knees to Pat Burrell. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Dan Bellino, the plate umpire, he's a low ball umpire, and he will give some width on both sides of the plate. You won't give any belt high strikes, but you will get lots and lots of knees.
And fouling that fastball down the right field line. And the count still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now, Uribe, Bruce Bochy said that he thought over the weekend in Arizona on the road trip is when he first thought that Uribe was getting his groove back. And then Uribe hit a home run here on Tuesday night, put the Giants ahead in the 8th inning, and had 4 RBIs on Wednesday. 2-2 the count now to Burrell. And Uribe, who was the big RBI man for the Giants, he was the big man in the order for the first month or 2 of this season.
Well, he's streaky, and he's starting to get into another streak. Well, you beat a pitch like that in an 0-2 count, you got to start feeling good about your swing.
2-2. That ball is hammered. Blake knocks it down with the body and throws him out.
Now that's a big league third baseman play. I mean, that ball was just absolutely crushed. Top spin, 1-hop seed, right into the body, and you got to hold your ground. A lot of times you don't have a chance to get your glove up. Soft chest, bounce, pick it up bare hand. Looks like a routine play, but look where this thing hits him. Right in the breadbasket. Nice play. Big league third baseman, I mean, that's their game.
Here's Pablo Sandoval. Had the only hit for the Giants yesterday against Anibal Sanchez, who was sensational. Ball 1. The Giants are anxious to get Sandoval going now. He had a hot few days right after the All-Star break and then lost that almost as quickly as it had appeared. He's just back 3 days now from a quick trip down to Venezuela to take care of personal business. Into center, but it's hanging, and Kemp has it. Guadalupe hits this curveball into the bleachers. The Giants have tied the Dodgers. Lincecum back to the hill with Porcal and Ethier coming up. Inning number 3. Tim Lincecum back to the hill. A 1-1 score. Rafael Furcal, who went up there with the hands spread apart on the bat that time. He's a guy who will chop a bunt towards shortstop. He is very good at it. But he took that ball in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. 2-0. He walked Furcal in the first inning. Furcal stole second. Ended up at third. Was stranded there. But then in the second, with 1 out, he hit Casey Blake. Walked Blake to win. And Martin got a base hit to knock in a run. That ball is hit well. Torres still going back. It is a home run. The 8th home run of the year for Rafael Furcal. 2-1. The Dodgers are right back ahead.
And I don't care if he's got a 1 for 98 coming into this series. He's going to do something against the Giants. It's just the kind of player that he is and has always been once he put that Dodger uni on. A fastball out of the plate, and he takes on the deep part of the yard. You get an idea of just how much pop this little guy has.
Joe West made the call from the second base umpiring position. It did appear that ball hit something just behind the wall, not off the top of the wall, and the Giants did not argue the point. Furcal now with 8 home runs in 294 at-bats. Andre Ethier. Change up, base hit. Now let's take a sneak peek into McCovey Cove, brought to you by the Monterey Bay Aquarium, where there's something in the water this summer. Get the feeling firsthand when you visit. Find out how you can share the love at MontereyBayAquarium.org/love. And that was really out there in McCovey Cove, by the way. That's not just a camera trick, is it? Was it?
I'm going to go with it's actually out there.
Change up. Loney fouls it back.
Just kidding.
Yeah, see? It's out there. I saw it on TV.
Pretty cool how they can do that.
0-1 the count to Loney, who struck out looking his first time. Ethier with only one steal this year at first. Ishikawa on the bag with him. Right there in the outside corner. Strike 2. Dodgers played 3 games this week in San Diego, and they won the first game in quite a battle, and then lost both Wednesday and Thursday. That's a foul off to the left. They were beaten in the 9th inning yesterday by the Padres, 3-2. And the Dodgers continue to struggle scoring runs. They had a little stretch where they were winning because of great pitching, starting with Billingsley's shutout against the Giants a week ago Wednesday. And they won 5 out of 6 starting with that game. 4 of those games they pitched shutouts. But that has been the exception here since the All-Star break. Changeup. Nice save by Buster Posey, keeping Ethier at first base. A run is in, nobody out, runner at first. Dodgers lead 2-1 here in the 3rd inning. Florida is leading San Diego, meanwhile, down at Petco Park, 2-1 in the last of the 3rd. Volstad pitching for Florida. That's a base hit to left center on a fastball into the gap. Burrell cuts it off. Loney's going to try for second. He's going to make it. And there are runners at second and third with nobody out. 3 straight hits for the Dodgers against Lincecum here in the 3rd.
Well, right now, he's not fooling them. They're not off balance. 2 nice opposite field at bats for Ethier and Loney, finding that left center field gap, and that's going to bring Dave Righetti out to try and calm the waters with Tim Lincecum. It definitely puts Lincecum in the strikeout mode here with Kemp stepping in the batter's box. And if you're Dave Righetti, I mean, you just go out there and start spelling out good mechanics. You know, hey, pick your glove up, go through your target.
Here comes Dan Bellino to ask them to hurry it along, and Righetti departs. The Dodgers have a run in, and they've got a dangerous hitter at the plate, Matt Kemp, with runners at second and third and nobody out. A home run by Furcal, a single by Ethier, and a double by Loney for the first 3 hitters of the inning. A check swing on the low breaking ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Looks like the first finishers in the Friday night beer can regatta from the South Beach Marina are crossing the finish line at the entrance to McCovey Cove. Fastball breaking for the plate, and here's the throw home, and he's out. Andre Ethier running on contact with the infield backed up, and it wasn't really that close. He was out by plenty.
Well, the infield backed up, and that's the only reason he went. Normally, you don't see a guy break with nobody out. But you see where Renteria is playing. And he makes a nice throw. And that's the Giants' defensive coverage of the game. And it's brought to you by Verizon, the network with the most 3G coverage. I beg your pardon, it was Juan Uribe that made the play. And every bit of his strong arm was needed to cut down Ethier. Nice play. That had to be a strike. There wasn't much room for error there.
He's got the arm to do it. Loney held on at second. And a called strike to Casey Blake. Now, so many things change so dramatically. Instead of second and third, where they could have scored a run so many different ways, now it's first and second, and a ground ball could result in an inning-ending double play. 0-2 the count to Blake.
Now, this is one of those times where you could give up a run and still feel like you have the momentum in your dugout if you could leave it at just the 1 run across the plate. And you're right, a ground ball here gets a double play, and this place would go crazy, and you'd feel pretty good about it being down 1 run.
We've got 2 shortstops with exceptional arms in this game tonight. Uribe for the Giants and Furcal for the Dodgers, as Blake lifts a foul out of play off to the right.
That had some hang to it. Yeah, you wouldn't want to get into a rock fight against Uribe or Rafael Furcal. That would not be good. You'd lose.
Got to work on those buttons, though.
Back to the screen, still 0-2.
Talk about too much movement on a fastball, and that can be a problem. And I think you kind of saw it in that last 0-2. They set up and played away. The ball came across the plate in. You want movement you can command that you're not surprised with. You have to be able to control what you're throwing, and too much movement can cause you problems.
The curve in the dirt. Did he swing? No. Says first base umpire Rob Drake on the appeal. 1-2.
It's just one button he's off. That's all. It happens.
I mean, do you think that's just because he's so focused, or did he just make a mistake and doesn't realize it? Or?
Well, he hit a home run. Oh, I hit him with foot.
Wow, had 2 strikes on him and hits him for the second time in the game.
They got a piece of Posey as well. Fastball, and it hits him right on the tip of the left foot as he plants his stride step. Completely on the other side of the plate, away from the target.
Now the bases are loaded for Blake DeWitt, who walked his first time on 4 pitches. 2-1 LA. And it's 0-1. Again, the ball is just not going where Lincecum wants it to go right now.
It's not. He's trying to harness a wild animal, and it hasn't been easy.
Loney at third, Kemp at second, Blake at first, as you saw. Middle infield, double play depth. Curveball, and it's 0-2.
That was a hanger. One thing about Lincecum, no matter what he has, though, he will fight you.
Still only 1 out. Lincecum has thrown 59 pitches in this game in these first 3 innings, 20 alone here in the third. Changeup struck him out.
And that's one of the best pitches he's thrown tonight. It's our Rambus radar gun. And the speed of the pitch, 82 miles per hour, perfectly placed, great change. And that's on our Rambus radar gun. Rambus, at the heart of the products you love.
But here's the man who knocked in a run his last time up there, Russell Martin, with his first career hit against Lincecum. And he got a chance to do some serious damage here with the bases loaded and 2 down. The curveball, 0-1.
He centers the field, especially with guys who have great stuff. He doesn't try to get greedy. He just tries to go back up the middle. He'll go gap to gap a lot with his at-bats.
Ishikawa, nice pick. That ball is hit hard. The Dodgers get just the one.
With the 2-1 lead. We are on the eve of the trading deadline. That means a lot of people looking around the league and looking towards the Giants to see if the Giants will do anything. And that leads us to our Xfinity Future Focus. What's happening in the minor leagues and who might be the Giants' stars of the future? We'll take a look. Our Future Focus leads us to Richmond AA this month. Connor Gillespie. Buster Posey-type numbers, a .390 batting average, 30 for 77 with 10 RBI in 24 games. We should also mention at the AAA level, last night the Fresno Grizzlies went into first place. Todd Wellemeyer continuing his rehab. He pitched into the 7th inning and got the win, and John Bowker added a grand slam. So around this time of year, a lot of added focus and pressure on the minor leagues, gentlemen.
Indeed. Connor Gillespie, who was in the same draft with Buster Posey.
Good-looking player, good swing. We will definitely see him back in the big leagues.
Carlos Monasterios back to work. Travis Ishikawa leads off against him. The Giants are down by a run. That's a strike on the outside. Marlins now lead the Padres 3-1. Cody Ross has hit a home run for Florida. That game is in the last of the 4th inning at Petco Park. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Ishikawa hitting .305 with 2 home runs, 18 batted in 95 at bats. He made a nice play with the bases loaded there to get Russell Martin to win the first half of this inning. And that was not an easy play. The ball was hit very hard with a couple of wicked hops.
Well, let's take a look at those wicked hops you're talking about. Really a nasty short hop. But the sweet hands of Travis Ishikawa says not a problem. Ends the threat. So the Giants do minimize it to just 1 run. They got to feel pretty good about that.
2-1. The Giants are trailing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oh, good changeup. Foul tipped into the glove of Martin. 1 away. As soon as we sign off from tonight's game on NBC Bay Area on the Giants Television Network, Giants fans can watch continuing post-game coverage with interviews and expert analysis on a special edition of Sportsnet Central on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow, your Giants telecasters from AT&T Park. Tim Lincecum, who has struggled again in the early going against the Dodgers. They roughed him up the last time he pitched in L.A., and it's been a struggle again tonight so far. Strike 2. Rockies lead the Cubs 5-2, last of the 7th in Colorado. Also, Lincecum is gone on 3 pitches and very late on those swings. First 2 strikeouts for Monasterios, and the leadoff man, Andres Torres, will come up. Tonight, Roy Oswalt, just acquired by the Phillies in a trade from the Astros, made his debut.
How'd he do?
He did not do well. He got knocked around and lost the game 8-1. It was not a triumphant beginning for Oswalt in his new career with the Phillies in Washington. As Oswalt went 6 innings, allowed 5 runs, 7 hits, 4 earned runs. Curve in the dirt. Of course, the Phillies only scored 1 run. See that? The Phillies away from home now. They're just getting shut down night after night. And tonight was the same thing. Craig Stammen of the Nationals got the win over Oswalt. The only run for the Phillies, a home run by Jason Worth. Andres Torres hit a fly ball to left his first time. Was that changeup? Did he swing? An appeal? No, says Angel Hernandez, the third base umpire. 2-1 the count. 2 down, nobody out with the Giants in the third. 2-1, the Dodgers are leading. And a very strong wind blowing out toward left. 2-2.
High fastball. It's about the third swing through fastball that Andres Torres has had against Monasterios. Let's get the Lincecum hair going. Kinda.
Two and two the count. That is just over the leap of for a call. He might even have gotten the tip of his glove on it. But it is a base hit for Andres Torres, the Giants' second of the game.
Just looked like the timing of the jump is as high as he could go. I mean, that's max effort. Wasn't too soon, and just off the tip of the glove. So the Giants catch a break. This means now it's a steal situation for Torres.
Andres leads the Giants with 18 steals, been caught 5 times. Freddie Sanchez, the hitter. Not a power hitter. His best chance of knocking in a run is if Torres could get to second base. And that's a strike on the inside. Roberto Kelly, the first base coach, who stole a lot of bases in his major league career, over to say something at first base to Andres Torres, who edges away from the bag. Loney on the bag with him. Change up. 0-2.
Montesera's not an easy guy to steal off of. He's got a very quick delivery. He's consistently between 1.1 and 1.5, or 1.1 and 1.15. 1.25 seconds. That's average. So if you're under that, you're doing a good job. You're giving your catcher a chance to throw a runner out.
0-2 the count. Torres easily back to the bag on the lob throw. And he went upstairs for that high fastball, so Sanchez, after taking a strike, has been in the swing mode here against Monasterios.
Well, guys like to change sight lines. If the at bat has gone down around the knees, you change up around the guy's letters, and oftentimes you get a swing through. But Freddie Sanchez is such a good high ball hitter. I think that's a dangerous pitch. How about that set?
Tried to steal a strike there off the outside.
I mean, Russell Martin was almost out of the catcher's box. Now, the Dodgers teach a paralysis fastball 1-2-0-2. But as wide as the catcher setting up right there, not many umpires going to bite on that one.
Torres has given no indication at any time of even thinking about trying to steal second. Two to 1, the Dodgers lead the Giants. Aubrey Huff on deck, would be next. That's a base hit to center field. And maybe the whole idea was, let's get Aubrey Huff up. Here's Torres breaking for third as the throw got away, and Sanchez goes to second. Sloppy baseball there by the Dodgers, and the throw in by Matt Kemp.
Well, you have to anticipate this as a base runner. You never put your head down and assume it plays over. You follow the ball, and you catch a break. Boy, that is sloppy, and that's 2 gifts of 90 feet. And he sees the slide opening, and now you got to be aggressive. There's always a bit of a gamble. You don't want to kill your inning by being overly aggressive. But if it works out, you set up what's happened. 2 runners in score position, you get up one of your hot hitters, Aubrey Huff. Watch Freddie Sanchez. Anticipate, react.
Runners at second and third, and now Aubrey Huff with a base hit could put the Giants ahead. An error is charged there to the center fielder, Matt Kemp. Changeup for a strike.
And I mean a good changeup. That's a pitch you're definitely never going to look for in the first pitch. And even if you are, the location he had on that thing, good luck hitting that.
Aubrey Huff 0 for 1, grounded out to second his first time. 2 to 1 the Dodgers lead Runners at second and third. The fastball out of the zone, too high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Huff is hitting .307 for the year. Huff has been equally as tough, really, against lefties and righties. He's hitting almost identically against both. A little bit low.
Not much. Molino's strike zone has been consistent. It's been a low ball umpire. It's been a low ball zone all night.
2-1 the count to Aubrey Huff. Torres at third, Sanchez at second. Change up in the dirt. 3-1. The right-handed hitting Buster Posey on deck.
You got a rookie out there. This is a situation where you have an open base. It's not the end of the world if you walk Huff. However, the Dodgers know that the guy on deck is hot. So because of Buster Posey's reputation, Huff might get a better pitch right here.
3-1. Changeup, and that's called a strike.
Well, it's a changeup, and it's a good one. And it is definitely a pitcher's strike. Came just a couple inches underneath the right knee. And it's where it crosses the plate. It's not where it's caught. It was caught low.
That ball is hit well out of the Death Valley. Way back is Ethier. Still going. Hits into the number 9 archway. Torres and Sanchez have scored, and it's a spectacular double for Aubrey Huff. A 420-foot double. The Giants are ahead 3-2. Well, he didn't get the walk, and it ends up hurting the Dodgers.
They come right back with another changeup. Same spot. It's a little bit higher out at the knees. And Aubrey Huff hits every bit of this thing. And this is the only ballpark in the game that keeps this in fair territory. Normally that's a 4-bagger.
Buster Posey. Slider off the outside. 22nd double of the year for Aubrey Huff. His 63rd and 64th RBIs.
See some of the folks here at the ballpark holding up their Beat LA beach towels they were handing out before the game.
Another slider. This one a strike. Posey grounded out to short his first time. Uribe out on deck. Aubrey Huff thought he had a walk. And ended up having to come back to the plate, and now he's got 2 RBIs. A fastball down the right field line, and that is foul, almost to the bricks.
Yeah, plate umpire Dan Bellino, the plate umpire, winds up doing the Giants a favor, calling that second strike, keeping Aubrey Huff in the box.
Huff talking to Joe West, the second base umpire. Perhaps saying to Joe, you know, this not that easy to hit a home run in this ballpark. Maybe you noticed. Stereos back off the slab, thinking it over as Huff moves back to second for a moment. Now takes his lead, ready to run to the crack of the bat. 3-2 Giants, 2 down. Slider, right center, plenty of room this time for Ethier. Hit well though by Posey. 2 runs for the Giants. It all started with 2 down and nobody out. Aubrey Huff did the heavy lifting. Torres and Sanchez scored the runs.
The Giants with a 3-2 lead. Now tomorrow morning here at the ballpark at 11 a.m. you're invited to join to be part of the Walk of Fame right here on King Street at the ballpark. The Giants plaques, Rich Aurelia and Sean Estes will be up and being honored tomorrow. Now the rule is 9 years with the Giants or 5 years with the Giants, including an all-star appearance. And Aurelia and Estes, some of the best Giants of all time, they'll be enshrined tomorrow on the Wall of Fame at 11 a.m. Guys.
Sean Estes, who one year was a 19-game winner for the Giants back in 1997. And the Giants stunned the baseball experts, winning the National League West over the heavily favored Dodgers. Monasterio's the hitter, 1 ball and 2 strikes to count, facing Lincecum. Lincecum could use a quick inning. He had thrown 62 pitches in those first 3 trying innings. And there's a strikeout. A little help from Monasterios.
Well,
the ball was almost over his head.
And the faster you get your offense back in the dugout, especially when they've had a good inning, the more likely they are to get another rally going. So you are acutely aware of what the shutdown inning means to your club, and you're trying to get it for them.
Giants ahead 3-2 here in the 4th inning. Monasterios had just been given another lead, and the Giants, even though they started the inning with nothing, they had 2 down and nobody on. Monasterios had 2 strikeouts to start the inning. Torres hit a single. Freddie Sanchez hit a single. And then Aubrey Huff hit the 2-run double. Posednik. Nobody's going to be able to get to this one except that fan in the field level boxes in his Giants cap.
Not bad. He hung in there. David Eshelberry, our ball dude, down the third baseline tonight.
1-2 the count to Posednik, who has grounded a second and struck out looking. Changeup bounces in front of the plate. Posednik looking for his first hit since becoming a Dodger, coming over from the Kansas City Royals. Been a flurry of trade activity in the last few days. Change up in the dirt again. 2-2.
Pitch number 70 for Lincecum.
There were reports today that the Yankees are about to acquire the Astros' Lance Berkman in a trade. Struck him out. He stayed with that changeup and then got it where he wanted it. 6th strikeout for Lincecum.
Well, third time's the charm. This one's perfect. And a swing through right over the top. You see how flat a swing Posednik has. I mean, it's a swing built for average, but that pitch kind of overmatched it. Beat LA on my 14th birthday.
Happy birthday. Here is the Giant killer, Rafael Furcal. Ball 1. He has walked and stolen a base, and he's hit a home run to center field. Change out. 1-1 the count. Tomorrow, Barry Zito for the Giants, Chad Billingsley for LA at 10 minutes past 1 in the afternoon. We'll have that on the radio tomorrow on the Giants KNBR radio network. On the outside corner, fastball, strike 2. Billingsley will be working on 3 days of rest. And he went into Joe Torre and volunteered for the assignment. 1-2 the count. Very high. With Clayton Kershaw dropping his appeal of the suspension for throwing at Aaron Rowand when the Giants were in LA. Kershaw's first outing would be Sunday. Curveball, that one was up. 2-2. Furcal hitting this home run back in the 3rd against Lincecum.
Fastball out on the plate. Took on the deep part of the yard. Got some backspin, little air behind it. See you later. Surprised Tim Lincecum.
And ball 3 to Furcal with Andre Ethier on deck. 3-2. Anyway, Billingsley would have been due up on Sunday, but Kershaw, that was the first day back from the suspension for him. Changeup. Man, he clobbered that one down the right field line. Right on that changeup. And he's going to try for 3. Here's Sanchez relay. The tag, and he is out! The side is retired. Huff had to dig it out, but he made a perfect relay to Sanchez, who threw a perfect strike to third. Giants 3, LA 2, last of the 4th inning. And here come the Giants against Carlos Monasterios. Juan Uribe, who blasted a home run on a 2-strike curveball in the 2nd inning for the Giants' first run. We'll try it again. 15 homers, 61 RBIs for him this year. 1 ball and no strikes. Giants added 2 more runs in the 3rd when Aubrey Huff launched as long a double as you can hit, I think, in the National League. That hanging slider was ripped foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. But what a defensive play by the Giants. And it was a team effort. Aubrey Huff to Freddie Sanchez to Pablo Sandoval. If every part of it had not been just so, they wouldn't have gotten him. Still out in front of it, and Uribe now behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
No, really not a smart play from Rafael Furcal. You don't want to ever make the 1st or the 3rd out at third base, especially when you're in a scenario where if you are out, you create more momentum for the home team in their arena. And that's exactly what happened. And in the end, Bruce Bochy gets his quick 1-2-3, and his offense is right back up.
Chase that slider, strike 3.
That relay you're talking about, John, we're going to make it our Lexus Pursuing Perfection play, brought to you by your Bay Area Lexus dealers. Watch Aubrey Huff hit Freddie Sanchez, and here's the play. A perfect strike on a 1-hop, and all Pablo Sandoval has to do is catch it and drop the glove, and Rafael Furcal has to walk back to the dugout with egg on his face. Not a smart play.
So Tim Lincecum backing up the play, giving it a fist pump. Pat Burrell, first ball swinging, and Furcal throws him out. 2 men gone here in the 4th for the Giants, and Pablo Sandoval will come up.
Good chance to see the relay on a double box. You'll watch Furcal on the right of your screen. Aubrey Huff had to go and dig it out. He kept waiting for a carom, and perhaps that was a big part of it, allowing Furcal to think he'd have a chance. But the relay from Freddie Sanchez is just absolutely A1 perfect.
And the changeup off the outside to Pablo Sandoval, who lined out to center. He hit the ball hard, but it stayed in the air a little bit too long for him, right to Matt Kemp. Changeup. And DeWitt throws him out. So a very quick inning for Monasterios. Let's get back to the hill with Ethier, Loney, and Kemp coming up.
Our day right here at AT&T. The first 20,000 fans will receive Giants trading cards presented by Emerald Nuts. If you want tickets, go to sfgiants.com. And remember, with dynamic pricing, buy early and save large.
Tim Lincecum to Andre Ethier. Tries a curve, hangs it too high for ball one. Ethier has grounded out to second and singled. He is 1 for 2. The third place hitter, followed by cleanup man James Loney. And then Matt Kemp due up third. 3-2. The Giants are leading.
You know that old saying in baseball, or really any sport, if you do something good, after the play, act like you've been there before. That you kind of expected it to be done when you do something amazing.
That's a strike.
And Aubrey Huff was kind of that way after making that brilliant relay play that ended things for the Dodgers in the fourth. Just simple ways that veterans lead. And lead by doing is always the best way.
Strike two.
And I think the way he left the field in the fourth inning, he was leading in his special way.
And that changeup right to Sandoval in shallow left. Well, here's the play. There was no carom. He had to go in and get it. But keep an eye on him here as he hits Sanchez with a perfect throw, and then Sanchez with a perfect throw.
Business as usual. It's the big leaguer right there.
Well, that was the way it was done in the days of Mays, McCovey, Cepeda, Marichal. When you didn't really celebrate plays on the field so much. It doesn't bother me. I enjoy the colorful aspects of the game, but at the same time, that's real old school right there by Aubrey Huff.
Well, Frank Robinson, he wouldn't even come up to you after a game. You pitch a 3-hit shutout, he wouldn't even pat you on the back and say good job. And his deal is that's your job. That's what you're paid to do. And you know what? He's right.
3-0 the count to James Loney, who was struck out and doubled. Swinging away. And Ishikawa will take it himself. Lincecum was there to help if needs be. 2 down.
Well, Giants baseball is brought to you by Budweiser, official beer of the Thirst Inning. Let's check out the crowd through the Thirst Inning fan cam and see who all is enjoying the game. Budweiser, it's what we do. Oh, yeah, lots of uniforms out there in the stands tonight. Wear your colors night. Oh, yeah. It's the greatest costume of all times.
Curveball for a strike to Matt Kemp. He got the low strike there. Kemp has been called out on strikes. And he was up in a big spot with runners at second and third and nobody out in the third inning. The infield was backed up. He had a ground ball to short, but Uribe threw out Ethier at the plate. The Dodgers never did get a run after that in that inning, even though they were set up nicely to do so. 0-2 to Kemp.
Good change it.
Sandoval. And a very quick, quiet inning for Lincecum. Ishikawa, then Lincecum coming up. California Honda dealers who invite you to come in today for special 0 down lease offers on new 2010 models. The Blue Jays with an 8-1 win over Cleveland. Jose Bautista leading the majors, hit his 31st home run. The Tigers over the Red Sox at Fenway, and the just acquired Johnny Peralta 2 home runs for his new ball club to help him beat the Sox. Rays and Yankees with the 2 best records in the majors. The Rays beat the Yankees in St. Petersburg, Florida. A-Rod still stuck on 599 home runs. Ishikawa, there is for Carl. And Travis, who struck out his first time, has gone on 1 pitch this time. In the National League, the debut for Roy Oswalt did not go well. He gave up 5 runs in 6 innings. The Nationals clobbered the Phillies. The D-backs beat the Mets in New York. Atlanta in extra innings over Dusty Baker's Reds at Cincinnati. The Astros over the Brewers. Lincecum takes a ball off the outside. Cardinals and Pirates after a long rain delay in St. Louis there in the last of the 5th. No score. Rockies clobbering the Cubs, and the Marlins lead the Pods 4-2 last of the 6th at Petco Park. White Sox beat the A's in the American League 6-1. White Sox remain extremely hot. They are 34-11 in their last 45 games. 2-1 to Lincecum. The Twins beat the Mariners. Jim Thome hit his 13th home run for the Twins. There's Blake DeWitt. And Lincecum is now 0 for 2. He struck out his first time. 2 down, nobody on, and Andres Torres. This is where a 2-run rally began in the 3rd inning with 2 down. And the base is empty when Torres hit a single. Sanchez followed with a single. And then a poor throw from the center fielder Matt Kemp that got away from Rafael Furcal, and both runners advanced to base before Aubrey Huff hit a 420-foot double to deep right center. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, think about that Andres Torres base hit. It just hit off the tip of the glove of Rafael Furcal, the Dodgers shortstop. Game of inches.
Base hit to right. Somebody had a note the other day that the games where Andres Torres has a couple of hits or even just gets on base twice, the Giants have a spectacular 1-loss record. He really has been the man who ignites the offense at the top of the order. He's become one of the top leadoff men in the league.
Well, he's had an on-base percentage right around 375, and that's what your elite leadoff hitters do. They get on base. And he didn't get any bunt hits.
Freddie Sanchez hit a single to center his last time. Takes a strike. And again, we were speculating in the third that Torres would chew down and Sanchez up might try to steal a bag to get himself in a scoring position. He never did even make any move toward second base in that scenario. He's got a long lead over there now, and he is running. And he's got the steal. He almost overslid the bag. His 19th steal of the year.
He really picked out a nice pitch to go on to. There's the jump. 1.24 unload time for Montesarios. And just hang on. And that's a big play. Totally changes how you're going to pitch Freddie Sanchez. And Freddie Sanchez is starting to get hot with the bat.
So now a single could mean a run. Likely would mean a run with Torres' speed. Aubrey Huff on deck. 3-2, the Giants ahead here in the 5th inning. Change up, and it's 2-1. And Russell Martin immediately asked for timeout to go out and chat with the young right-hander. What do we have?
There's Allen.
We had Mardi Gras happening here tonight, or what?
A few costumes out there. Yeah, there's Allen and the baby Carlos. They were jamming.
From the movie Hangover.
Yep. That's a great costume. I'm sorry.
2-1. Andre Ethier in shallow right. 1 hit, 1 left for the Giants. Lincecum back to the hill for the 6th inning. Casey Blake coming up. 3-2 Giants. Giants and Dodgers from San Francisco. 3-2. The Giants are leading as we start the 6th inning. Casey Blake against Tim Lincecum, and a fastball for a strike. Blake has been up twice and has been hit by a pitch twice from Tim Lincecum. One that just barely grazed his loose-fitting shirt. The other, with a 2-strike count, got him on the left foot. And that time Blake got himself on the left foot.
He is wearing that left foot out. He's a cowboy, though. He ain't going to rub it. Old schooler.
Cowboys ain't easy to please, and they're harder to hold.
Well said. That's well said, partner.
They ain't wrong. They're just different. One ball, 2 strikes now to Blake.
A paralysis fastball, it's a better pitch outside if it's at the knees. Especially up to a guy like Casey Blake who handles that high pitch well.
Change up, got a piece of it. Dodgers get some action going in their bullpen now. The pitcher, Monasterios, is due up 4th in the inning. Here's some Dodger fans in attendance. Sampling the cuisine here at. He had a beer and a bottle of water and a pretzel.
Yeah.
Struck him out with a high hard one.
Right above the hands, inside corner at 92. And this is 7 strikeouts now for Lincecum. Perfectly placed.
Well, when the Giants get home, the Padres will be coming in 2 weeks from tonight, August 13th, and that will be not only an Orange Friday, but the first ever Jazz Fest here at AT&T, celebrating African American arts and culture. There's a ball to Blake DeWitt. A $20 special event ticket will get you access to the pregame Jazz Festival featuring Bay Area musicians. The ticket also includes a New York Giants era Willie Mays jersey tee. Call this number 415-972-2233 for tickets to African American Heritage Night and the first ever Jazz Fest. Or visit sfgiants.com/special events.
Fastball right through him. A quick 1-2 count for Lincecum.
Did he swing? Yes, he did. Dan Bellino, the plate umpire, made the call himself, and that is number 8 for Lincecum for strikeouts.
Well, time now for our scenic shot of the game, brought to you by Fry's. Your best buys are always at Fry's, guaranteed. A look across the cove by the Willie Mays statue.
The Willie McCovey statue.
Willie McCovey statue. What did I say, Willie Mays? Jeez.
Well, it's hard to say Willie McCovey without thinking of Willie Mays, or vice versa. Mays and McCovey, what a partnership that was. For a long time, they held the National League record for home runs by 2 teammates in a single season. 1965, they combined for 91 home runs, and that lasted until Mark McGwire's 70 home run season. 1 ball, 1 strike to Russell Martin, who has an RBI single and also has grounded out to first. 3-2 Giants here in the 6th inning. Saw Willie Mays at the ballpark earlier tonight. Willie McCovey had some surgery apparently. Send along our best wishes to Big Mac, and look forward to his next appearance at the ballpark. We hope it's soon. 1-2, 2 down. Lincecum somehow corralled that one. 3 up and 3 down. Retired the Dodgers in order of the last 2 innings. Aubrey Huff coming up.
Game on NBC Bay Area and affiliated Giants network stations. Giants fans can watch continuing post-game coverage with interviews and expert analysis on a special edition of Sportsnet Central on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. And I want to say happy birthday to my daughter Tess.
And a big ovation
for
Tess on her birthday from the crowd here.
She draws applause wherever she goes.
Happy birthday, Tess. And that's a nice sign, a ballpark sign that somebody made to congratulate her. Big hitters up with the Giants, starting with Aubrey Huff against Monasterios. The changeup in the dirt. Buster Posey will follow. There's one of Tess's brothers.
My son Jarek. Out there with a couple of his old teammates. He's got his colors on and his John Miller pin.
He's got the Orange Friday tie on. Off the glove of Loney into the bullpen. Huff took the big turn, but what a pickup by Loney. Just a spectacular play by Loney. And Aubrey Huff did well to immediately put the brakes on about 30 feet around the bag and go back to first.
Now, two good plays there. This had "eat him up" written all over to the backhand. It comes up on a high, but he stays with the play. And watch how quickly he gets to his back leg to make a throw. An outstanding effort. And Aubrey Huff, who made an aggressive turn around the bag, he sniffs it out and puts the brakes on. And it's a good thing he'd have been out by 40 feet.
Huff, who hit the booming double to put the Giants ahead, a 2-run double just to the right of the 421 marker in right center field. Back in the third, now gets a single on his 2 for 3. Here's Buster Posey. He's 0 for 2. He got the high curveball. Swatted it foul. 0-1. Posey is grounded to short and lined out to right center. Here's a look at Tim Flannery, the third base coach. Dodger bullpen's going to get busy again. Jeff Weaver, who got up during the 5th inning, or actually in the first half of this inning, with the possibility that Monasterios' spot might come up, will get up again. At the knees, you get the low strike. 0-2.
Dan Bellino's been very consistent. He's had a nice strike zone tonight. There have been no surprises once he set it to first. It's been that way the whole game.
And that changeup very high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's been pretty consistently down with that changeup throughout the night.
He got underneath them a little bit. For whatever reason, they wanted a high target with that. That's usually a target you put on a fastball. But it was a pitch that was only thrown 80 miles an hour. Hard to believe that would be a fastball when the worst fastball he's had tonight has been 91.
Up the middle, base hit. And he came back with another changeup down, and Posey was right on it.
And it was not a hanger either. It was a good location pitch. In a 1-2 count, I mean, you're taught to make a location pitch like this, but watch the extension and the coverage right back up the middle. And it's at bats like this that get big league hitters and big league coaches excited, because that's what pure hitters do. They beat good pitches.
Now, with Weaver ready in the bullpen, Joe Torre's going to come out and make a double switch. Pitcher's spot scheduled to lead off in the 7th for LA. So Weaver's coming in. Uribe will be the hitter with runners at first and second and nobody out. The Giants ahead 3-2. We'll be right back. I was at the Hall of Fame this past weekend. They showed me Russ Hodges, the great broadcaster of the Giants, scorecard from the Bobby Thompson home run game when the Giants made that seemingly impossible come from behind victory on the home run by Thompson at the bottom of the ninth to win the pennant. That's the Dodgers batting order and Russ Hodges scorekeeping, and the Giants batting order and his scorekeeping. The attendance 34,320, not as many as you might have thought. And then Bobby Thompson hit the game-winning home run, and Russ never did get time to write that in. So that was the only part of that game that he did not put the final tally in. Russ Hodges eventually signed that scorecard, as did his partner that year, another Hall of Famer, Ernie Harwell. And that was a thrill to see that. Here is Uribe. And he shows bunt, takes a fastball on the outside from Weaver. And the count is 0-1. Uribe's hit a home run tonight and also struck out. Jamie Carroll also in the game now, replacing Blake DeWitt at second. So Carroll in the 9th spot in the order. And Weaver will be slotted in the number 7 position where DeWitt had been.
Well, you see the numbers for Jeff Weaver.
This could be 2 for Kyle to second one. Carroll back to first. It's a double play. Over to third, Aubrey Huff.
Well, that's what Weaver can do. I mean, he's always had a good sinker with the fastball, and he can pitch for the ground ball. He's kind of a 4-pitch guy, but that doesn't really tell you all that he can do, because he can vary his arm angles and give you a lot of different looks to the breaks of his breaking balls. He can flatten them out. He can pitch, and he's a rubber arm. I mean, he can take a lot of abuse. And if you need him to come out of the bullpen and give you an occasional start, he can do that. He's an invaluable addition to his staff.
You might want to go up to Cooperstown, by the way, and have your own look at Russ Hodges' scorecard from one of the most famous games in Major League Baseball history. And it is permanently located at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York. And our thanks to them. Tom Schieber, the senior curator there, who showed that to me. Russ Hodges, the legendary voice of the Giants in their days in New York. And he came west with the Giants to San Francisco, where he was joined by another future Hall of Fame voice, Lon Simmons. The great voices of the Giants. The days of Mays, McCovey, Cepeda, and Marichal.
Oh, what's this down here above Ernie Harwell's name?
It looks like a phone number, doesn't it? AD43755.
AD4755. Yeah, we got to give it a call.
Burrell. That is a fair ball. Pat Burrell comes through in the clutch with 2 down. Huff scores, and Burrell is into second with a stand-up double. That's a big one. 4-2 Giants.
Boy, 2 out thunder tonight. That has been the difference in this ball game. The Giants scored 2 back in the third after there were 2 quick outs in the inning, and here Pat Burrell in a money situation jumps on a fastball, locates a mistake. They sit up outside. It goes in, rakes it right down the line. Angel Hernandez, the base umpire at third, says it's a fair ball, and the Giants add on, and a great at bat by Burrell.
Bruce Bochy put Burrell in there to be an RBI man, and Burrell retires now in favor of Scherholtz, as Sandoval now tries to get Scherholtz in. Scherholtz, a very fast runner. Sandoval has lined out to center and grounded out to second. But Burrell started against a right-hander tonight, and he justifies the faith Bochy had in him, getting a hit against the right-hander Weaver to knock in a big run. That sinking fastball too low, ball 1. There's Scherholtz, pinch runner at second, wearing the pant legs rolled up high, showing a lot of the Giants' black stockings. And again, Sandoval lays off. 2-0.
Well, Weaver's got an open base, and he knows that Pablo Sandoval is an aggressive swinger, so he's kind of teasing him below the zone, as he should.
That ball is roped into the number 3 archway. Sherholtz scores, and Pablo steams into second with a double. Another 2-out run for the Giants, 5-2.
And that was loud. This place is rocking. And it's the 2-out thunder. This one just a little bit higher than the previous 2 pitches. He stayed with one speed, the fastball. And Pablo Sandoval right on it. Tries to catch a break as it deadens against the chain mesh. Out there on the number 3 archway. And Sandoval puts himself in the scoring position.
Ishikawa getting the intentional walk with Lincecum due up next on the Beat LA Beach Towel night. Here comes the third wide one. And so Ishikawa over to first. And Lincecum will try and help his own cause here. 4 runs charged to the starting pitcher, Monasterios, in 5+ innings. And the 5th run charged here to the reliever, Jeff Weaver. And the 2 runners out there right now also belong to Weaver. Lincecum is 0 for 2 in the game. And there's ball 1. Weaver came in with 2 men on base, but immediately got a double play ball. Now 3 in a row have reached. 2-0. A double by Burrell to knock in a run. Then Sandoval followed that with his own double to knock in the pinch runner for Burrell, Sherholtz. There's Andres Torres on deck. 2-0 to Lincecum. He's going to get a pitch to hit. This might be it. It's not. 3-0.
Boy, not close. But it takes signs on all the way right now. You might see it on for the next 2 pitches.
Three and 1. 85 miles an hour right down the middle. Lincecum for the year has 5 hits in 49 at bats. Jamie Carroll shovels it with the glove and gets his man. But the Giants get 2 more 2-out runs onto the 7th, leading 5-2.
Mathai, we saw Buster Posey get another base hit. Now Posey, rightfully so, a candidate now, one of the leading candidates to be the Rookie of the Year in the National League. But for a catcher, being a Rookie of the Year doesn't happen too often. In fact, only 4 times in the last 30 years has a catcher been voted the top rookie. Sandy Alomar did it with the Cleveland Indians back in 1990. Giovanni Soto just a couple of years ago with the Cubs. Mike Piazza and Benito Santiago. And Mike, you could probably speak to this. Very difficult. The position player is a lot easier to do it, but for a catcher, a lot more difficult to catch on early on your rookie season.
So much to grasp as a young player, learning the catching position at the big leagues. Roger, make a good point. It is, I think, the hardest position to win that award.
Tim Lincecum back to work now. Jamie Carroll in the 9th spot of the order takes a strike. Nate Sherholt stays in to play right field for the Giants. Aubrey Huff moving from right over to left field, and Edgar Renteria has replaced Uribe at shortstop. Just off the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Carroll. So many excellent rookies in the National League this year, and in both leagues for that matter. Impact rookies at that, such as Buster Posey. That's a foul out of play. But also, not just hitters, catchers or otherwise. Jaime Garcia has been excellent for the St. Louis Cardinals. He has 9 wins. His earned run average is among the best in the National League for rookies or anybody else. Steven Strasburg with a big impact, of course, for the Nationals. Although he's on the disabled list now. And you think there's something to worry about there with some shoulder inflammation in terms of Steven Strasburg?
Well, I think they're going to be overly protective, and they should be. I mean, this is just a year where he gets his feet on the ground at the big league level.
2-2. Fouled away off to the right into the second deck.
And, you err on the side of caution. When you have an arm that is that golden, and this is a year where you're not going to win in Washington, but you're, sort of paving the way for the future. Just shut him down. Let it calm down.
2-2 pitch. Hit well to left field. Huff. He's got it! Bangs into the front headlight of one of the cars out there.
This is not an easy play. They had a pretty shallow set prior to the pitch, and he was about 3 or 4 steps over towards left center. And Aubrey Huff just coming from right field over to the left field side. This is not that easy to do because the ball is slicing at you at a different angle, and you can see the reaction from Tim Lincecum. Psyched. It's a big out.
Now Scott Pasetnik, the leadoff man, curveball in there for a called strike. Mentioning those rookies, Buster Posey being so impressive. Remember Jason Hayward, who got up to such a great start for Atlanta. That ball, a foul off of Posey, and the count is 0-2. Ike Davis of the Mets has been very impressive.
15 home runs.
Ike Davis leading all rookies in RBIs as well. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out down the stretch in the last couple of months of the season with the rookies. Buster Posey certainly has taken the spotlight, I think, now for a rookie performance from all the others. During the month of July, he's just been lights out. 1-2 the count to Pasetnik.
How into it is Lincecum? Well, the intensity level is always high when he takes the mound.
I like that. Not just excited, but let out a little whoop there as well. That's a base hit for Pasetnik, his first as a Dodger. In his 7th at bat after the trade. 1 out and 1 on as the Giants bullpen is getting busy. Sunday, August the 8th. That's a week from this Sunday. NBC Bay Area kicks off the new NFL preseason with the Hall of Fame game. Gear up for the action as the Cincinnati Bengals take on the Dallas Cowboys. That'll be Sunday, August the 8th at 5 p.m. on NBC Bay Area.
Hard to believe it's going to be a football game in 9 days.
Here is Rafael Furcal, who's had a walk, a homer, and a double tonight. But his double actually turned into a great play. by the Giants. He tried to stretch it into a triple, and it was Huff to Freddie Sanchez to Sandoval for the tag out. Another liner and another hit. One hop to Torres. That was the 116th pitch of the game by Tim Lincecum. And a couple left-handed hitters still to come as Dave Righetti, the pitching coach, and manager Bruce Bochy talk it over. And it's going to be Righetti who goes out to talk to Lincecum. And these are the big hitters for the Dodgers right now. The Giants do not have a left-hander in the bullpen. Both Jeremy Affeldt and Dan Runzler, their two lefties for most of this year, are on the disabled list right now. There's a lot of talk in the newspapers and from all of the internet websites about the Giants trying to work a deal for a left-handed reliever. Nothing has happened so far. And the guy who's warming up in the bullpen is Denny Bautista, a right-hander.
And I think that's the thinking, is that Lincecum's split is probably the best pitch suited for these left-handed hitters. Now, if you're worried about the pitch count, he probably has another 15 pitches in his arm. He's at 116 on the pitch count now. So he still should have enough strength. And it certainly is not a hot day where you're losing a lot of water weight. On a night like tonight, you may lose a half pound, maybe.
Here is a dangerous hitter. Andre Ethier has grounded out, singled, and popped up to third. 2 men on, 1 man out. Changeup, and it's 0-1. And as you say, that changeup is the split-fingered pitch.
And it neutralizes both righties and lefties. And Denny Bautista, who's warming up right now, I mean, he's a curveball slider guy. And those are pitches that break into left-handers. The split, that changeup that Lincecum throws, that'll work itself away from the lefty. And it's also a good pitch to get a ground ball on, and he can certainly do that with Ethier.
Ethier, very powerful. 16 homers, 59 batted in, but also a double play candidate if he hits that ball on the ground. 5-2 Giants here in the 7th inning. Big 2-run rally in the 6th for the Giants. Got the call on the outside that time. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That is some paint right there. Just split the upright on the outside corner. Bit of a pitcher's pitch, but again, it has been a wide zone. It's been a low zone for everybody who's pitched out there tonight. A good pitcher strike zone from Bellino, the plate umpire.
1-2. He got it again. Strike 3 call. Well, they went out. They got the call there, so they exploited it and said, well, that's a strike. Let's do it again.
Yeah, I think they went a little bit wider. Let's see, he catches this thing, and it's very subtle, but Buster Posey will just sort of keep his body behind the ball. And a lot of umpires will go with that. If you see a catcher with watch his upper body just sort of subtly just sort of slide and stay behind it, and he catches it between the knees, and that's what got the pitch.
Now, the Dodgers RBI leader, James Loney, who has struck out, doubled, and grounded out to first. Giants ahead 5-2. The Dodgers taking their best shot here with 2 men on and their biggest hitters. Starting with Ethier. He is gone. Now Loney. Matt Kemp is on deck. Changeup, and he took it. 2-0.
This will be his last hitter.
Loney, 5 hits, 26 career at-bats against Lincecum. Dodgers have 7 hits against him tonight. And that one, a ground ball to Renteria. The inning is over. The 123rd pitch of the night, and likely the final pitch for Lincecum. Carl's Jr. Get into summer with the Hawaiian Teriyaki Chicken Sandwich with grilled pineapple and teriyaki sauce. New at Carl's Jr. 5 runs, 9 hits for the Giants. 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for LA. Tim Lincecum, 9 strikeouts in 7 innings. And he gave up a run in the second, a run in the third, and then he got out of a big jam in the third inning. And the Dodgers had only one other real scoring chance against him, and that came here in the 7th inning with 2 men on and 1 man out, and he got out of that too. Here is leadoff man Andres Torres. The backdoor curveball for a called strike from Jeff Weaver. Andres has had 2 hits in this game and a run scored and a steal. 2 for 3, hitting .287. That curve is too low. Got the fastball by him on the outside. 1-2 the count. Freddie Sanchez on deck. Aubrey Huff due up third. Giants got a run in the second to tie the game. The Dodgers went back ahead on a Furcal home run in the third. Giants got 2 in the third on the Aubrey Huff double, and 2 more in the 6th inning. Loney will handle this one. 1 away.
Well, as the game ended, it was Tim Lincecum who went right to his catcher. Said, dude, you did good. A 9 strikeout night. He kind of warmed up slowly, found his rhythm about the 4th inning. And most of those strikeouts were in the 2nd and 3rd time he faced these Dodger hitters.
And he had 6 strikeouts in his last 4 innings. Sanchez with a high pop-up foul and well back out of play. The paid attendance tonight, a sellout, 42,847. The Giants close in on 1.9 million for the season in home attendance. A cool, windswept night in San Francisco. Freddie Sanchez 1 for 3 in the game with a run scored. And it's 0-2. Tim Flannery still got the great hands. Tim Flannery, not only a longtime baseball man and a great baseball man, but also steeped in baseball tradition. And he was talking the other day about Nate Sherholtz, as the winning run was scoring, that Nate Sherholtz did not go over to touch second base. And he said he immediately thought about Fred Merkle. He says when he gives a base running seminar, spring training to all the players, he starts with the fabled Merkle's boner that cost the Giants ultimately the pennant in 1908. It was all about a game-winning hit in the bottom of the 9th inning at the Polo Grounds. Merkle was the runner at first, and he didn't go to touch second as the celebration began. Well, Flannery and Hensley Munins went out to the pile of the celebration, and they grabbed Sherholtz and said, "Go touch second base. Don't be like Fred Merkle." It wasn't the entire Merkle scenario. Merkle's happened with 2 down, and he was called out as the 3rd out. There was only 1 out here. But the point being, just go touch the next base. If you're not going to go touch the next base, are you absolutely sure the guy in front of you is going to go touch the next base? That's the way the game is played. And Tim Flannery just said, hey, let's not forget those things. 2 down, Aubrey Huff, the hitter, in there for a called strike. Cubs, by the way, went to the World Series, which really they shouldn't have gone to. The Giants had that game won. They won that World Series, and they have not won a World Series since. Now that's the curse, I think, that has dogged the Cubs all these years. They went to a World Series that rightfully belonged to the Giants.
It's true.
Aubrey Huff, 355 lifetime against Jeff Weaver. He's had 2 hits in this game, 2 big hits, hitting .311 for the year, leading the club with 64 RBIs. And right back into the second deck beneath us. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1:10 tomorrow. Baseball in the sunshine. Barry Zito and Chad Billingsley. Billingsley will be working on 3 days of rest for the Dodgers. And then Sunday, remember, a 5:05 start to accommodate the ESPN Sunday night telecast. Matt Cain and Clayton Kershaw. Cain will again try to get that first win against LA.
He's ready for it.
Madison Bumgarner on the left of the picture there. Jeremy Affeldt with the 2-flank Matt Cain in the middle. That ball is hit well. Way back into right field. That ball is gone. Number 20 for Aubrey Huff.
Not a hanger, a breaking ball down around the knees, and look at how flat the swing, and he backspins it right out of here. Home run number 20. And Aubrey Huff is saying he is having the time of his life.
Here's Buster Posey. A strike on the outside.
And he is plugged into this rivalry, and he has embraced it.
He's got a single, double, and a homer tonight, and 3 runs batted in. Dropping down from the side, missing outside.
And a review from our splash cam. Right in the middle of the frame. And watch the scrum. Oh, that kind of reminds you of the Barry Bonds era, doesn't it?
Everybody wanted one of those Barry Bonds historic home runs. One of them, possession ended up being determined in a court case. And the sidearm slider misses, and it's 3-1. What a night for Aubrey Huff when he came up in the third with 2 down. The Giants were trailing 2-1. And after thinking he had drawn a walk, he got called back to the plate by the umpire, called it a strike, and then he blasted a 420-foot 2-run double to put the Giants ahead. Andre Ethier in right field. And Buster Posey is 1 for 4. Aubrey Huff, as Russ Hodges used to say, tell it bye-bye, baby. 6-2 Giants. We're going to the 8th.
Here with the 6-2 lead over the Dodgers. Coming into tonight's game, they had won 17 of their last 22 games, and that brings us to our Bevmo who's hot and who's not. Speaking of who's hot, it's the Giants offense. Coming into tonight, In the month of July, they were second in all of Major League Baseball with runs scored, but after tonight's 6 runs, they have now moved ahead of the Yankees with 147 runs scored this month alone, and it's kind of a snowball effect. You win all those games, and things work out nicely. Our Bev Mode, who's hot and who's not, giant deals on the best selection of wine, beer, and spirits at Bev Mode.
All right, thanks to Raj Mathai, sports director at NBC Bay Area. The Giants outscoring a couple of American League offensive powerhouses in a league that uses the designated hitter. The Giants pitchers back, so that has been even more impressive to outscore everybody in the American League like that. As Sergio Romo is in the pitch now for the Giants, and he's got a quick 2-strike count to Matt Kemp. Kemp is 0 for 3.
45th time that he has come into a game, and he has had a very solid year, and he has worked himself into that setup role. And one of the main reasons is that he's a strike thrower. Outstanding command. 3 pitches.
One and 2. Tim Lincecum went 7 innings. He allowed 2 runs, 7 hits, had 9 strikeouts with 2 walks. Hit a couple of batters. He threw 123 pitches, and a lot of them he threw out of the stretch. It was not an easy night for Lincecum. The Dodgers had a lot of threats against him. 1 and 2 the count.
A couple of teaser breaking balls a little too low. Kemp will chase. I mean, he's aggressive out of the zone, especially on breaking balls with dirt.
Kemp is struck out. And in a big at-bat, one of the pivotal at-bats in this game in the 3rd inning, with runners at 2nd and 3rd. He hit a ground ball to short, and Uribe threw out the runner even though he was backed up. He was not playing in. He was backed up. Threw out Ethier at the plate, and they did not score in that inning. And that is a foul tip held by Posey. Strike 3. And that is how Romo makes his entrance into the game with a strikeout. So here comes Casey Blake. Here's that pitch, Mike.
Just down below the zone. He will chase. Very aggressive. And these guys are just saying, hey, yo, sit down. Grab some pine. 10 Dodgers have been struck out tonight by Giants pitching.
Casey Blake has been hit twice in the game and has struck out once. Wait a minute. Is he on the cell phone now? He's gone from heckling the Dodgers to talking on his cell phone? Don't tell me.
Yep. His mom called him. Hey, Dad, Mom says we're on TV.
Is that his, and his dad is wearing a Giants sweatshirt and a Yomiuri Tokyo Giants cap. Now that guy's for all the Giants everywhere.
He just likes Giants. New York, San Francisco, all over the Orient. He likes them all.
Well, the Giants were the team that when they started the professional league in Japan, the team in Tokyo decided to pattern itself after the Giants. They adapted the uniforms, the colors. Fastball off the outside. 1 and 2 to Casey Blake. The pitcher's spot is due up next, and Xavier Paul has come out on deck. 1 and 2 to Casey Blake. He got a hit in the 2nd. Actually, his shirt got hit. He scored a run. He also got hit in the foot in the 3rd. Struck out in the 6th. And the 2-seam fastball runs a little bit off the inside. Sergio Romo with a 1.93 earned run average, 42 innings, 33 hits allowed. There he is. Now he's back to action.
They've been pretty steady.
The foul tip held by Posey again. Strike 3.
These guys, this is therapy. This is beyond heckling. This is now therapy. They sat there for the last 3 games when the Dodgers were here a couple weeks ago, and they had to sit on their hands for 3 games. Not much to cheer about tonight. It's been a different story.
And now Xavier Paul will pinch hit for Jeff Weaver. Schlichting is warming up Doesn't it seem like that relief pitcher's name should be Schlichting? But they say that he pronounced it Schlichting.
Schlichting?
Yeah. Who was the guy that used to be named Schlichting? He was a basketball player in college.
No, he was one of the colonels in Hogan's Heroes. I remember that guy.
And that is a called strike to Xavier Paul. Now we're going to have to explain to Dave Fleming, what was Hogan's Heroes?
Yeah. You got to clean that up.
0-1 the count to Xavier Paul. 2 down, nobody on here in the 8th. The Giants ahead 6-2. Padres have been beaten by Florida, by the way. Oh.
It's therapy, folks. Yep. Get a few things off your chest tonight. It feels so good.
The Marlins over the Padres 4-2. Volstad is the starter for Florida. Apparently he pitched well. Giants can gain ground on first place with a win here. Freddie Sanchez. And that's a 3-up and 3-down inning for Sergio Romo. What do you think about that?
Especially for these three guys, Buster Posey, Aubrey Huff, and Andres Torres. This month alone, you see Posey's numbers incredible. 420 average and 7 home runs. Aubrey Huff close to that, a 383 average and 8 home runs. Aubrey Huff leads the Giants in terms of RBI and home runs. And Andres Torres, the 32-year-old journeyman, on a journey no longer, a 310 average and 7 home runs. And gentlemen, maybe we just tell the Giants players when August comes along, it's still July.
Well, not a bad plan. I know Buster Posey's going to hate to see July go by. It is the month that he really established himself as a big leaguer.
And when the Giants had that road trip just before the All-Star break, they went to Denver and had 4 games there, 4 in Milwaukee, and then 3 in Washington. And they lost 3 out of the 4 in Denver, but remember they lost the first 2, and then they had to face Ubaldo Jimenez. And they had a 7-run inning against Jimenez and put up a lot of runs in that game. As Schlichting, the new Dodger pitcher, the right-hander Travis Schlichting, throws a called strike to Edgar Renteria. We don't know what happened to Uribe, and we're hoping to get some kind of a report from down there about why Uribe was taken out of the game. But here's Renteria, the veteran, and that's a called strike 2 on the outside corner. But on that road trip, it was those 3 who really, they just all got hot at the same time. And as I recall, the 3 of them had something like 14 or 15 home runs on that road trip. Posey, Aubrey Huff, and Andres Torres.
Giants went into Milwaukee, swept 4. They went into Washington, took 2 out of 3. And it ended up being a pretty good road trip after the rough start in Denver.
off the outside from Schlichting. And having lost the first 2 games in Denver, they then won the game where Ubaldo Jimenez faced them. And they've been winning a lot of ball games ever since. Having won 17-22 coming into tonight. Strike 3 called, and Edgar not happy with that strike zone.
Well, I think he's got a right to be. It's been a wide strike zone. There have been a few heads rubbernecking some of these called strike 3s. Andres Ethier in his last at bat had a similar pitch called, but the movement came back in, and when you set your target out wide and you have a 1-2 or 0-2 count, some umpires they're going to follow him. Bellino has done that.
Nate Scherholtz up for the first time. 1 ball and no strikes. Then the top of the ninth in St. Louis, the Cardinals and the Pirates are still 0-0. Chris Carpenter was the starting pitcher for the Cardinals. There's that score posted on the hand-operated scoreboard here at AT&T Park. 2-0. Giants 6, Dodgers 2 here. The only American League game still going on is in Anaheim, and the Angels lead the Rangers 9-7 in the top of the 8th inning down there. And it's low, ball 3 for Scherholtz. Pablo Sandoval is on deck. The Padres have been beaten by the Florida Marlins 4-2. Volstad over LeBlanc. And that is a called strike. The Rockies held on to beat the Cubs 17-2.
Close one.
It was only 5-2 in the 8th, and then they scored 12.
Wow. That's a bullpen getting torched right there.
And a pop-up. There's Jamie Carroll. 2 men gone for the Giants. Scherholtz retired. Now Pablo will come up. No activity in the Giants bullpen, so Sergio Romo, who pitched the perfect 8th inning, will apparently go back out for the 9th inning. Not a safe situation for Brian Wilson. Pablo Sandoval. He's hit the ball hard twice tonight. A line drive out to center. And he grounded out routinely to the second baseman in the 4th. And then he hit a laser beam into the number 3 archway. A line shot that hit high up into that archway for an RBI double in the 6th inning. And the score at the time when he hit that double was only 4-2.
Big at bat. Ball just jumped off his bat too.
Been a while since Pablo has hit a home run. 134 at bats without a home run. This is Loney, and he'll take it himself. That is the inning. So we go to the 9th. The Giants ahead 6-2. Martin, Carroll, Posednik due up against Romo. Giants 6, Dodgers 2 as we head to the 9th inning. And Sergio Romo back to work. Denny Bautista is up in the bullpen. He'll be ready if needed. Romo threw 13 pitches in the 8th inning. The biggest games every year for Romo are always Giants and Dodgers games. He grew up in L.A. That's a line drive base hit to right for Russell Martin. And that's his 2nd hit of the game. Romo, the first year he came up with the Giants, and you see Bautista, number 53, getting ready in the pen. Romo was just lights out against the Dodgers. They could not touch him. And invariably those games were attended by his mom and dad, his brothers and sisters, his cousins, his nieces, his aunts and uncles, and just about anybody he ever grew up with. It's a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. He came up with the Giants back in 2008. Oh, mixed marriage?
Yeah. Got to watch those.
Slider for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Jamie Carroll. This is a game for Tim Lincecum to win. He's the pitcher of record, looking for his 11th win of the year. He went the first 7. Romo trying to finish it up. This could be 2. Sanchez to Renteria, 1 to first. Safe.
Now, Jamie Carroll's got pretty good speed. Bob Drake, the first base umpire, making the call. Quick feed, had to steer clear and come wide. Bang, bang. And watch the reaction from Sergio Romo. Oh. Thought he had it.
Now Bruce Bochy's going to go out. Not Dave Righetti, but Bruce Bochy. With the leadoff man, Scott Posednik, coming up.
Quick pep talk.
Romo's only thrown 17 pitches.
The one thing about Bruce Bochy, a lot of Giants fans don't really know about, is that he's got a pretty good sense of humor. You know, for the most part, you listen to his comments and they sound pretty dry after a ball game or before a game. But in game situations like that, when he comes out to the mound, he usually has something to say that he's quick-witted.
A strike call on the outside. By the way, our staff timed Bruce Bochy's visit.
What did they come up with?
He was on the mound for 5 seconds.
That's a quick speech right there.
How many words could you have in a speech of 5 seconds duration? 0-1. Hit well into center. Still going is Torres. Off his glove. Carroll's going to be waved in, and he will score. Posednik, who has even more speed, ends up at third, and it's 6-3. The Giants over the Dodgers. And suddenly, with the big hitters coming up, the Dodgers are still alive.
Well, they were playing him shallow, and Andres Torres all of a sudden gets caught up in this drift. It hits him in the glove, and outfielders always get a little bit upset when they get that much glove on a ball. They don't make the play.
Furcal is coming up. And Jonathan Sanchez up in the pen. textbook save situation. But that is Denny Bautista out there, not Brian Wilson. Of course, we knew it was not going to be Brian Wilson. We had no sign of Wilson in the bullpen at any time. And in fact, even with Bautista coming into the game, the man now throwing in the bullpen is the left-handed starting pitcher, Jonathan Sanchez. Giants have no lefties in the bullpen. They do have a day off on the schedule, their first since before the All-Star break, coming up on Monday before they play in Denver. So Sanchez getting a little extra rest, and he's in the bullpen now. Runner at third, one out. The switch hitting for Cowell is the hitter. It is 6-3 Giants over the Dodgers. Cowell has had a single, a double, a homer, and a walk. Sorry, Mike.
Well, I was just going to point that same thing out, John. He's one hit away from the cycle, a triple. And in this ballpark with his speed, always a possibility.
After him, Andre Ethier, then James Loney, Matt Kemp. Dodgers have some thunder, although they've been slumping here for a while. Blew a fastball right by him at 95 miles an hour.
Bautista has a great fastball, and he just rears back and finds the glove, and that's the key, finding that strike zone, being able to command your stuff. And he likes to throw that curveball to lefties in 0-2 counts. But it's a good one.
Look out. Almost hit him. And he also can be very wild. Bautista, in 31 2/3 innings pitched this year, has only allowed 22 hits, which is excellent, but he's walked 23. Hard slider in the dirt. Blocked by Posey. Keeping Posednik at third. 2-2. 2 for Cowell. So the big question is, where is Brian Wilson? The Giants did not use Wilson yesterday. He's in the dugout wearing the sweatshirt. He had a save here on Tuesday. A blown save on Wednesday in a game the Giants did win. In the dirt again. Another save by Posey. So, after getting ahead of him 0-2, he has not even been close to the strike zone with 3 consecutive pitches.
Well, it's pretty easy. Your situation right here, 3-2 count, you're for a call. You absolutely can guess fastball. Because Bautista has not proven that he can throw anything else over the plate.
Now, Pablo Sandoval goes over to the mound for a word with Bautista.
Now, we were told before the game that everybody was thumbs up in that Giants bullpen. But that is something that's going to be very tight-lipped if there was a problem with Wilson, so as the Dodgers would not find out.
And he walked him. From 0-2 to ball 4. And that makes Andre Ethier the possible tying run. You've got 2 left-handed hitters, 2 of the Dodgers' best left-handed hitters coming up now. And Bochy's going to bring in Jonathan Sanchez. Sanchez has made 21 starts this year. And now he'll be asked to be the closer against the Dodgers. We'll be back. Jonathan Sanchez makes his first relief appearance of the 2010 season. Sanchez appeared 3 times in relief last year. Remember, he was removed from the rotation for a while, only to come back in when Randy Johnson was not able to make a start because of injury. That start ended up being a no-hitter for Sanchez, and he was in the rotation the rest of the year. And now the Giants, for whatever reason, without Brian Wilson. The Dodgers had the possible tying run at the plate, and the powerful Andre Ethier standing in. 2 men on, 1 man out. And a fastball for a strike.
Well, that'll settle some nerves coming out of the pen for the first time this year. Strike 1, very important.
Sanchez got the start here the day before yesterday. And right through Posey, that'll get a run home. It is 6-4, and no chance for a double play now. As Rafael Furcal goes over to second base. Posey not able to block this one.
Breaking ball spits under his leg, so a 90-foot gift. And they get a runner in scoring position. But the guy you have to concentrate with a 2-run lead is that guy in the box. That's where your mindset is if you're Jonathan Sanchez.
Both of the runs in this inning charged to Sergio Romo. And he challenged him, fouled right back to the screen. 1-2.
High fastball.
Ethier is 1 for 4 in the game, a single to left field in the third. He's also grounded out, popped out, and struck out. The Dodgers with 2 runs home here in the 9th inning. Andre Ethier, 4 hits in 20 career at-bats against Sanchez. James Loney on deck. On a check swing. A breaking ball way outside.
Good hard snap to that breaking ball.
Giants have more activity in their bullpen. Chris Ray, a right-hander, himself a former closer, is up. After Loney, you've got a couple of right-handed hitters. Two and two the count. Struck him out. Grabbed out of the dirt by Posey, who tags out Ethier.
Now the 1-2 curveball kind of set that up. You could see the snap on the 1-2 curveball. And you know when you have a good breaking ball, you want to throw it again. He makes the adjustment, breaks it down right below the strike zone, and he gets Ethier to fish. The beauty of a 2-2 pitch in an open base is you don't have to throw a strike, and he just took advantage of it.
James Loney, 4 hits, 18 career at-bats against Sanchez. The crowd trying to insinuate itself into the action here, rooting on Sanchez and the Giants. Loney 1 for 4 in the game. Fastball and a strike. Looks it for Kyle. And he hit him. Tried that curve. And although Loney tried to get out of the way, he could not do it. Third Dodger hit by a pitch tonight. And Chris Ray is going to be brought into the game with Matt Kemp coming up. The possible tying runs are now on base. 6-4 Giants. 2 on, 2 out. Chris Ray, former closer in the American League, will try to close it. We're leading 6-2 going into the night. Now lead 6-4. Brian Wilson apparently not available tonight, or I guess obviously not available tonight, because he would definitely be in there by now. There is Chris Ray, a former closer. He did get one save this year while with the Texas Rangers. The Giants picked him up from Texas on the 1st of July in the Benji Molina trade back in 2006. His first full year in the big leagues, he ended up being the closer for Baltimore in the American League. Had 33 saves that year. He had 16 more the next year before he got injured and missed the rest of that season. So here is Ray to try and get his first Giants save with the powerful and dangerous Matt Kemp at the plate with 2 men on and 2 men out.
Powerful and dangerous indeed, and he will look for a mistake.
Fastball a strike at 95 miles an hour.
Well, Ray's got a good fastball. It'll go 92, 97, somewhere in that slot with a curveball slider and a split.
The slider down and away. Kemp has not had a hit tonight. He struck out twice, grounded out twice. That fastball is fouled off to the right.
Perfect location. Knee-high outside corner at 94. I remember how aggressive Kemp is. And ahead to count 1-2. You've got an assortment of pitches you can throw below the strike zone, and he'll help you out. And all 3 of his specialty pitches, the curveball, the slider, and the split, are strikeout pitches, especially in 1-2 situations.
2 men on, 2 men out. In the dirt, blocked by Posey. 2-2. He's not been able to get that slider in a spot where Kemp has been tempted to go after. That's Furcal, who has great speed at second. And Loney, the possible tying run at first, and he has much less speed, although he got real slow. Two and 2. Then again, the slider missing well off the outside.
Yeah, that's going to get the runners going here. 3-2, 2 outs.
Casey Blake on deck. Jonathan Broxton, the Dodger closer, has started to throw in the LA bullpen. There go the runners. Up the middle. Base hit. It's a 1-run game. Over to third base goes Loney. So Ray had Kemp down on the count, but could not put him away.
Well, nice 2-strike, 2-out hitting, and this is not a hanger either. Kemp going down and beating a pretty good pitch. The way you're taught, going back up the middle with 2. And Righetti going to come out and talk it over now. The tie-in run just 90 feet away.
Those final 3 outs, the toughest outs, it's often been said, and the outs that set a closer apart from other relief pitchers. And many believe that there should not be just a closer, that whatever matchups fit whatever particular pitcher on that night, that guy should end up getting those final outs. Well, sometimes it's a little more complicated than that.
They're different outs. They really are. Teams die hard, especially when their chances in pennant races are at stake. I know we're on the doorstep of August, but this is a big series for both clubs.
So Casey Blake has been hit twice and struck out twice. He has faced Ray before. There is Renteria to Sanchez, and just like that, the ball game is over. And Chris Ray does get his first save as a Giant. The Dodgers put 3 on the board in the 9th inning had the possible tying run at third, the possible go-ahead run at first, and finally the Giants put an end to it. And the Giants bullpen continues to scuffle just a couple of days after they blew a 9-2 lead here in the late innings. Giants win this one. They beat LA 6-5, and we'll be back.